Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley,
I ain't Quantum Cognizant.
and today we're talking about episode 6 of season 2 of Lower Decks, a spy, or is it the spy humongous? That's it.
Stuart, though, I'm really confused. Well, which one of us is in charge? Neither of us are wearing a hat of any kind.
I know I was gonna wear a helmet. I was gonna bring down like my Mandalorian helmet or something because I wanted to have a bigger helmet. Maybe it's for the live tonight. We will bigger hats. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess that means we're just equally equally co-hosts doing our thing. Excellent, sounds good.
Yeah, and we're super unimportant because we don't even have any kind of helmet at all. We're just like the low end of the totem pole here, I guess. So, oh well.
So yes, episode 6, second half of the season now, Stuart.
Yeah, it is. It's winding down soon. So, yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the better episodes this season. It felt a little disjointed and a little bit. The structure of it was kind of weird in certain spots. Like it felt like it had like 3 different endings. But I mean, same with Deep Space Nine. It felt like it had 15 different endings for that final episode. So, other than that, I really enjoyed this one. They dialed way back on the references, though. There's like no references at all. And considering they're collecting goodies from the first officers, or from the officers, I thought that was interesting because I expected to see more kind of stuff. But I mean, hey, they kind of, got all of the references out of the way with like 2 episodes in particular. The spy, the Pacted spy, was hilarious. I like that guy. Also, a queen, a king, and an emperor, all with bigger hats. And then a revolution. When the guy swings through the window, he doesn't say a revolution. If you look at the subtitles, it's a revolution. So that was hilarious as well. So I just can't believe that they just beamed out of there. Like, the Packlids, I guess, were too busy, preoccupied with other things. But it was good to see Janeway back. I mean, seeing Janeway was awesome. We got to see the Enterprise as well, like some of the interiors of the Enterprise. That was cool.
I think you were wearing the Packlid filter. You have to turn it off. It was it's a optional extra where they changed the animation style, and then you got to turn it off. And sorry.
Yeah. Other than that, like my favorite parts of this were the red shirts, which I thought was great. Reclaiming that red shirts are like we're indestructible or whatever they say.
I mean, red shirts haven't been being killed for like 200 years, so it makes sense that red shirt's now the leading shirt.
Very much like Red Squad, which was kind of neat. There's one animated series reference, and that's with the Kinzinti, where he's like all bent over and droopy. That's how the one Kinzinti looked in the animated series. And then you got to stand upright, and it's like that's hilarious. So that was good. And of course, Boimler's makeover was awesome too. And that whole speech with the bridge forming around him.
You mean his shoulder pads?
Yes, shoulder pads and bicep pads and calves. They put calves on him. But the new hairstyle, So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff here, but just the ending was really weird and just it faded out, and then yeah. And we got our answer. We reviewed Skin of Evil not that long ago, and Picard at the end fires the photon torpedoes at the shuttle. And we're like, did Armis die? Well, we got our answer. No, he maybe relocated. I mean, he's in the ground, so he could have gone. Anyway, he survived. Spoilers. So yeah, I kind of like this one. I mean, I covered a lot. I didn't mean to. Sorry.
That's okay.
What did you think of this one?
These reviews vary in how we approach them. I thought it was fine, pretty decent. Yet again, Lower Decks, they didn't have a thing that brought it over the edge of wow, that's really cool. I think the Armis end really helped give it a powerful ending, because otherwise it was kind of a lackluster, like, okay, we're ending now. So that was like, okay, good, we raised it 1 brief rank. And the Packard stuff was all good, which is great. Risky thing to do, but I was pretty happy with how we saw them, which is great. But not very dynamic, considering the balance is they are a joke race, but they're also the villains of this season. So they had to have that balance. So by doing that, they didn't quite have them villainous enough and not quite funny enough, which makes them make more sense, but they didn't hit either trait particularly well, whereas last season they were like menacing, successfully villainous. Well done. The bonus stuff was good as a character thing for me, but again, didn't really raise the bar of like, this is amazing. Just, it was good. It was a nice moment. It worked well. I loved seeing the side crew. I liked seeing the Lower Decks of Lower Decks and giving them all time. That was fun. and then that was the end of this. Oh, and the defining stuff was, let's just put stuff in the trailer, you know. Which is, I'm kind of happy all the trailer stuff came out in one episode. All the stuff with Tendi, it wasn't. I think we both said we don't want that to be a full episode of being the Scorpion. It wasn't. It was a joke within a joke, but it wasn't overly interesting. It was just okay. You know, it was like we need to give them something to do. But like you said, if they'd had them do existent Trek references as the things, that would have felt more like we're retreading the past. They'd create new things, but none of them were that interesting to me. So three stories with varying qualities. The main cast ones being least good to me. Packard being the most Trek canon, but not as exciting, and the bottom stuff interesting, but again not that exciting. So it's all good, but definitely not great for me. So yeah.
Well, at least we got to see Shax and Kayshawn both doing their thing. Shax was down with the captain. Kayshawn was also doing this thing with the first officer, which I loved. I also loved at the end. Shax is like, "Get out of my chair! New shift on deck."
that was a good little payoff. Makes sense as well. Well, I do wish we'd seen. I think something could have done been way more focused. There was a lot of stuff going on, but none of it was very deep. I wish that the Packard Spy had more of an actual thing, because those three as a dynamic, Packard Spy, Kayshawn, and Ransom. That's a great dynamic, and they lose him instantly. Now I laughed out loud when he's literally in deep space and he's fine, because of course they are. That's great. Yeah, sure, love it. But I really wish we could have seen 2 or 3 more scenes of them embracing that fun, because it was just an unfulfilled idea, you know?
Yeah. One thing that I found interesting, which I was kind of disappointed with, was the fact that all of the Packard ships in orbit were the exact same design. When we first saw them in season 3, we talked about it quite a bit, and it looked like there was different components on different ships.
Well, there was. They're very different.
Yeah, which would have made a lot more sense. Now there's like this unified design, which I'm not a fan of. I like that they find things and scavenge them, and that's kind of more what the Packlids do. So that was a little upsetting to me, because there's a few ships in orbit and they looked great, but they were all the exact same, and that was like, I don't know about that. So that was one thing that kind of let me down a little bit. But
and knowing ships as I do, I'm thinking, wow, they've really gone all in with having a Tellarite aft engine unit. It's like, wow, where do they find that? / Zindi / the Antarchan. It's like, okay, they love that.
We might do another video talking about the ships again, I think, because there's some more details that we can spot on these ones, I think. But also we got to see more of Jen, and he's kind of understand why Jen's a little unlikable until the end. And then it's like, well, she's the first one to speak up, and no, I think I'm going to give Red Shirts a little bit of a break. So that was kind of nice.
No, I thought them actually being utilised, again, split off the focus heavily from everyone else. But it was really great to see how the cool kids are, in essence. And it was great that we introduced the animated series Alien a few episodes ago. I'm sure you were giggling at using them in the episode, and Jen being a full character. Yeah, you definitely... Every season, every other episode, the crew gets more and more full, feeling full. I can't say I remember the other lady that was there. I remember her specifically. I do remember other.
I think she's new to this episode.
Was the guy? Because we have seen this. We have seen the main guy before.
Had we? Because I didn't think we had.
Yeah, I think he's the other guy on the bridge with the spots lady.
With Lieutenant Barnes, the Trill. Yeah. I don't think we'd seen him before. I didn't recognize him, but it could just be me.
Yeah, I think. Well, he's not as memorable because he's not an alien. But I'm scrolling through now, and just a lot of the stuff is just not that memorable. None of the stuff that's the random alien stuff is very interesting, and it's all sort of one note of big sci-fi gross things that happen, but none of it's interesting to me.
Yep. No, I agree. One thing I did like was the ship's gift shop.
Yeah,
the Cerritos shirt and hat was hilarious. The super secret gift shop. Or do we have anything to worry about? Well, he just took a picture of his foot, and then he takes another picture out the window and like blinds himself. That's hilarious.
See, that dynamic would have been great to be more. You know, that every bit with him was fun in its own way, but wasn't fully realised. I mean, again, how far can you push the joke? Kind of like with Kayshawn, he's not using any of his phrases really, so again, he's not, that gimmick is more real but less fun.
Yeah, he did something about eyes unveiled or whatever.
But I did laugh out loud with the cause I thought it was I think it's the first Pacted Lady we've seen, and Emperor, had a great look, and then it escalates, and I almost wish that joke had been played out once or twice more, because it was kind of a pretty fun joke.
As for Pacted Ladies, I just watched a Major Grin video this morning of one of the video games. There was a Pacted lady that the Klingons were talking to. So, yes, technically first canon Pacted lady, I guess, but I might have seen some in Deep Space Nine actually walking around too, because they were usually in the background in DS9. So
yeah, not as a highlight anyway.
The Scorpion thing and the resolution to that kind of bugged me a little bit. I can't wait to go back and look at the subtitles of everything he ordered on that last replicator order, because it all came spewing out. I mean, it worked, I guess, but also we saw some really good character development and growth from Boimler here. Like, he really took the reins and even got complimented by Ransom at the end. Like, he really showed some leadership there, which was great, because, you know, we want to see these characters develop and become better people.
Which Mariner certainly has, and he certainly is as well. I mean, that moment where they say, great, these amazing, everyone loves them, popular kids, walk in and start giving speeches, and I love the eyes of the crew fawning over them. And the second one appears, and the third one is like, well...
Yeah, they zone out on the second one. The first one, they're like... And then the second one starts talking, they're like, huh? Yeah.
Very, very knowing and clever meta commentary. And then Boimler just does the thing. It makes you appreciate our core crew a lot more. Even that Mariner's doing the basic work, and she's not overpowered this week. The balance is really there. I don't think Rutherford got literally anything to do except blowing up at one point.
Yeah, I didn't like that scene. I thought that was kind of stupid, honestly.
Well, they're going for literal like fart gag level physical humor. You know, when Boimler's getting thrown out of the replicator with a torrent of food, I don't ever see that happening ever. I see no situation where that's going to happen, because he caused it. Like, it's not as if it was actually broken. Like, that's just not... It's literally corn on the cob and steaks. It's just, that's total farce, you know?
Yeah, he ordered, like, so many things all in this one time that the replicator just spewed it out.
Yeah, laughable. But she's also a giant scorpion. What do you want, you know? It's playing to that ultra degree of silliness anyway, but not really hitting my note, you know?
No, yeah,
But then I do quite like the payoff there. Freeman again, better captain this week. Well, Janeway, I should say, sorry, which I thought was actually it's a good gag. Saying, "Oh, you know, I didn't give you any secrets. You didn't, but just so I know how brave and amazing you are, what secrets did you not tell us?" And then he tells him about an attack that's going to happen, and that's like, ooh, now there's one of the escalating threads that I really appreciated.
Yeah, that was... She definitely feels more like a captain, and they even get the thing at the beginning where any more of these, you know, Enterprise type diplomacy things, you might get a better... I think they actually say maybe the Enterprise.
Yeah, the next Enterprise, yeah, which is a hell of a leap. But I'm not quite convinced she would be given this mission. She doesn't have the best track record. It's getting better all the time. But, like, her fight with the Pactlids was a fight. She didn't negotiate with them. Like, and Titan certainly didn't. But she's not really qualified for this. And I'm sure Titan's had more time with Pactlids at this point.
And they're an enemy. Like, you're sending a ship to the home world, the Pactlid home world, which has many Pactlid ships around it. You could easily be destroyed.
Well, you're also sending one of the weakest possible ships you could possibly send.
Yeah,
it's like sending a freighter with a few more weapons.
Well, maybe the Federation is like, it's just the Pactlids, guys. We don't need to send our top tier guys. Let's just send who's closest.
but that's the thing. They're being implied as a bigger threat. There should have been a joke saying Picard's busy, so they sent us. Like, it's still a big deal, but I don't quite buy they'd be given this job. Now, if it was meeting like in Battlestar Galactica in neutral territory, okay, yeah, fine. Or if she said, okay, the fleet is at the edge of Packlid space, they're waiting to come in. But it's, you know, that's a problem with, normally in these Trek shows, the ship or station we're on is a hero in of itself, top tier. So we can see Picard or Defiant or DS9 at these top level things. But when you set your thing aboard one of literally the worst ships in the fleet, bottom of the bottom barrel, having to do anything mega important feels super like, well, there's literally hundreds of better captains and ships. Hundreds. I mean, we even saw last week a party dedicated to all the better captains. Any one of them would be better suited, and I'm sure other people have fought Packers since. So it's more of a conceit storytelling. I wish I had one more hang the lantern on it as a notion.
Mm-hmm. That's what I mean earlier when just them beaming out after getting the information about the bomb was like too easy. I mean, it's the Packlets, and they got preoccupied with you beat Janeway, so they didn't tell the ships in orbit to like stop the Cerritos or anything, because they didn't realize that they had made a mistake. But still, I mean, I just thought it was a little bit glazed over, you know.
All they need is a transporter inhibitor, but part of the implication for the whole thing is that they're choosing not to beam out because they need the piece to work. Although they also leave the end because they give up on the piece. Like I said, it's an episode that has good ideas, doesn't quite execute them fullest. And it's not even that they don't execute them well, just I would have honestly taken out the entire subplot with the random stuff and just had the two, and then both have been a ton better, I think.
No, I totally agree. And take out that plot of collecting the stuff, yeah, and put in Mariner and Rutherford and Tendi trying to find out what Boimler's up to with the red shirts. Might have been more interesting.
I would have split it. Probably Tendi is now helping Boimler with like makeovers and stuff, and she's like putting him in a Wrath of Khan uniform and like, you know, like that silly stuff. Because they say, oh, and Orion, I was like a diva with makeup, and they're like, okay. And then the other two would be on the planet helping the mum do some sort of Packard secret mission. Like they're now going to go to the underground caves, and you get to see like stupid underground cave stuff with Packards. It's like, you know, this is underground, right? Why is there a forest that's dead here? You know, just, I don't know, you know.
Or all the smart Packlets are underground. They just don't want to be involved with the stupid hierarchy.
Yeah, they're meeting with the Packled Resistance, which are the only 10 smart Packlets, and they're having tea parties and
the Mensa, the Packled Mensa group. There you go.
See, you know what I mean? There's instantly better things you could have done with that. Not bad, just didn't quite hit the mark in terms of great. Which, as I said earlier to someone in the house, most of TNG is sort of a C to high B with a lot of A's, but a lot of C's and B's. This is not close to hitting an A, but it's not bad in any way, really. It's just not hitting the top tier.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I meant when I said the structure was kind of odd, and it just felt a little disjointed in spots. It just felt like there was a storyline that an idea they had. They didn't know where to put it, so they threw it in here, and it was not very fleshed out. So, but anyway, I guess that's it for now, guys. Check out our live later where we break this thing down scene by scene and really analyze it and have a good discussion with you guys. So in the meantime, if you can't make it there, put your comments down below. That's what a comment section is for, after all, and have a discussion. Let us know what you thought about it. Also hit the like and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel with the notifications on, because that's really important. Because like I said, we do lives where we break down this stuff, and we want you to join us.
And if you do join us and want to support and have your voice heard, then super chats are a really great way. Anything from $1 to $100. It's up to you, and that goes right into this channel and helping us keep doing what we're doing. You've seen how many videos we've made on a weekly basis. The answer is a lot. So if you can support, please do in those lives. If you can't make the lives, then do Patreon. It's a monthly service, or PayPal. Use the link down below, or buy shirts, etc., etc. Check the links. Help if you can. If you can't, just join in and like, comment, and subscribe.
Yep. So until next time, guys. He's Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley. Bye, guys.
And I wear the bigger hat usually. Helmet.